Want to see how Slack manages permissions? Stick around, I'll show you. Hello and welcome back to Slack School. I'm your host, Mike Reynolds. I'm part of the Slack team here at Salesforce, and today we're talking about permissions. Permissions are the other side of what we learned about last week when we talked about Slack user roles. Permissions are the things that we have within a user role that actually grant access to something that a user can do inside of Slack, like the ability to invite a guest user or the ability to create a channel. Understanding permissions is key to a secure and productive Slack workspace. We're going to look at permissions in a free Slack workspace and then talk about the additional controls that we can get as your Slack plan changes. What we can control in a free Slack workspace is very different from what's available to you in an enterprise edition. Let's get started with a free Slack workspace. You can get to permissions in a few ways. I'm going to click on the gear icon on the left, then choose Manage Members. This will open up my browser where I can see my users. And then on the left, I have an option for roles and permissions. This view is going to show you each permission that exists in your workspace along with each of your available account types. Slack uses account type and user role interchangeably. So again, I have member, workspace admin. We know these are user roles, and I have each of these individual permissions in a row for each permission. I love this view of things. Let's take a second to break down what we're looking at. On the left here, we've got all the individual permissions that can be given out in this workspace based on its plan. And on the top, I have all of the user roles that are available, again, based on the plan. Since this is a free workspace, we don't have access to guest users or multi-channel guests. Everything in this workspace is free, so there's not much of a point in a guest user anyway. Let's look at the first permission here. It's add and edit custom emojis. If we click on the three dots and then edit permission, we can see which users have this and which users do not. We also have our control of whether or not we want to change that. You'll notice the only option that's actually editable is that I can remove access for the regular workspace member to be able to add and edit custom emojis, but I cannot remove that from the admins, owners, or the primary workspace owner. What does this mean? Well, you cannot remove some permissions from some roles. And as a person who's been maintaining really complex permissions models in Salesforce for a really long time, this was initially very alarming to me when I first realized that it worked this way. But now I actually really love it. Here's the deal. In Slack, you cannot create your own user roles or permissions, and your ability to control permissions is far more limited. That being said, that lack of flexibility makes setting up Slack dramatically easier and a lot harder to mess up. When you set up Slack, you'll do one review of all of this and then probably not think about it again until you have a SOX audit or something like that. If you want to see a list of all of our permissions, hop into the Slack community workspace at slackcommunity.com and go to the Slack School channel. I've got a folder with stuff from the episodes where I have a list that has all of our permissions. It's got the category, the ID number, the API name, and a brief description. You can filter this list really easily. If you remember back from our episode on lists, just choose filter, pick the category that you're interested in. If I want to see things specific to controlling enterprise grid, I can see those. If I want to see what goes into app management or content and collaboration, I can see those permissions as well. This is a great resource if you have any questions about what permissions are available or what types of controls you can have in Slack. Well, there you have it. Permissions in Slack are easier than you might have thought. I hope you had fun learning today. You did a great job. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Nebula says hi, and we'll see you next time. And great job today. I hope you're proud of yourself. Did a good job. Don't forget to follow us in the Slack community. Don't forget to follow us in the Slack community. Why would I say that? Different edition. Blah, 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 blah.